hear me and how it. So, welcome, kings and queens. You know, this is a platform for everyone. We talk about things that happen in everyday life and things that happen in our life that we try to uplift ourselves, to build ourselves, to make us stronger. So, today is about the topic is today is really about how we stop using our kids as pawns. And the reason why I choose this topic is because I feel like a lot of women out there that have children and they have this relationship with this man, but they're no longer involved with this man, but they separated and the father want to be in the child life, but because you're bitter against the man, you use this child as a way to get back at him. And I think we need to stop using our kids as pawn because you're not looking at the big picture. You're not looking at how it's affecting the child because he maybe want to be around his dad or want to be with both of you guys, but because you're being so bitter, being so bitter against their father, you're not giving them no time to be a unit because it's too hard for you guys because you're frustrated and you're taking out your anger at the man. And it's like you're not doing the right thing. And I'm not saying that they're not good um, mothers out there that can take care of their kids on their own without no father. That's great. But you have good men out there that want to be a part of their kids' life. And the statistics is so bad that they don't have no father figures, most of these young men, and they don't have no structure because of that. And yes, there's some men out there that, some mothers out there that can do it on their own and their kids make it on their own. I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about the ones that do want to be a father, but we're not allowing them to be a father because we are bitter or they're not giving me no money towards the kids. I grew up with as a single. My mother was the one who raised me by herself. In fact, she raised three kids on her own and two other kids on her own. And she didn't have no man by her side. She raised us on her own. So yes, she was doing both mother and father, but yes, I needed my father because there are things that I want to talk to my dad about that I didn't want to talk to my mom about. There was times that I see other kids with their parents and I feel jealous because there was, I think it was my graduation at one point where I saw my friend and she had her dad and her mom there, but they're not even together, but they came together. You understand? She and they came together and they had a ball because she had both parents. So she was having fun at that time. But I'm like, I felt left out because I was only there with my mom and my brother was there. I had fun, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the enjoyment when you see your father, you light up like a Christmas tree and you be so happy and excited because you know you had that person right there beside you. And I'm not saying that there is people out there that's not worth the time. But as I said, you guys have to stop making it difficult for these men that want to be in their kids' life. You understand? Queens, we have to do better because we say we want better from these men. So how are they going to do better if we're not helping them to reach that part in their life? We have to try to uplift our kids and uplift them and let them see what really going on because sometimes we try to make it seem like it's the kids' fault. Like sometimes we degrade the kids because oh, your father don't give me nothing because he's a dead bam and you're gonna be ending up just like him. That's not the right way to deal with the situation because at the end of the day it's gonna affect that child one way or the other. It doesn't matter if the child realize what's going on. As he grow up, he's gonna feel neglect, and he might be neglectful against both of y'all because you usually tell him, "Oh, you're no good. Your father no good, so you're gonna turn out just like him." That's a bomb. Don't take care of your responsibility. And there are times when that is frustration, and you want to be, you're taking out your frustration on the child, and that's not the right thing to do. So I'm asking you ladies, make sure that you're being mindful, and if the father really want to take a step in the child's life, give him that chance to be a father. I'm not saying open up your doors and let him in. I'm saying take baby steps. If he wants to see the child on this day, okay, so make some arrangement and say, okay, I will meet you here, and you can take the child at this time. And then gradually you guys take baby step and go out, eat with the child. It's all about the child. But when you using the child as a pawn just to get back at somebody, that's not fair to the child. The child is suffering in the long run. How is it benefiting the child? If you look at statistic right now, our boys most of them is ending up in jail. If they're not ending up in jail, their grades are low. They need structure, and they need both parents, whether they're living in the same house, whether they're living in the same community, it doesn't matter, but let them be a part of their life, whether they're giving you money or not. At the end of the day, the kid will grow up and they will know that their father was not doing what he's supposed to do as a dad when it come on to finance. But as a dad, playing with him, playing ball with him, hugging him every day, talking to him, he had that. And that may be a little, people are like, oh, that don't mean nothing. It mean a lot to a child. It mean a lot to a person growing up to know that they had some kind of structure. They might never had the money, but they have the structure that they could build themselves and learn from. It's good that a child get that. But when you take all of that from them, they don't have nothing. So they go to the streets. And these guys that's hanging out on the street, that's what they stick to. They start selling drugs with them. They start hanging out with them because these guys make them feel like they're family. So they're gonna draw to what is giving them structures. That's what they feel like they need right at this time. But as I said, ladies, please try to meet these men halfway. I'm not saying all of them is the nicest. Some of them don't want nothing to do with their kids. I get it. But there's fathers out there that's really dedicated to their kids, that really want to be in the child life and giving you money to the child, but you're still being bitter. You're still saying, you're not seeing him at this time. Why? Why he can't see him at that time? If that's the agreement that you guys made, why he can't see them at that time? There's men out there that want to be good fathers. And it's bad enough we don't have enough men out there that want to do the right thing. Why are you taking from them if they're doing the right thing? They're doing the right thing, but yet still you're still bitter. How is that possible? There's a lot of men out there not taking care of their kids, but at the same time they still get to see their kids. I get it. I understand you're bitter against the person. They hurt you, whatever the situation may be. But at the end of the day, the child don't need to suffer in that situation. There's no reason for that child to be in the middle of what's going on. Because how would you feel as a child growing up and you don't have no father, you don't have nobody to relate to, especially the boys. They don't have nobody to relate to, and girls too. I grew up, as I said, I grew up without no father. And there are things that I wish I knew as a young lady. I never had that. Because a mother can only be a mother. As much as they try to be a father, they cannot be a father. There are certain things that you can't learn from your mother that you need from your dad. So I don't agree with you guys using your kids as pawn. And as I said, I get it. I get it. You're upset with them. I get it. They maybe don't give you money for the child, but the child will find that out sooner or later. Make them choose. Okay, I don't want nothing much to do with my dad. Yeah, he was around, but he never really helped pay for my school fee. He never gave me no new sneakers. He never. Okay, the child get older. Maybe when he's by 8, 7 years old, he's gonna start to realize his dad was a no beat anyway. So he's gonna figure it on his own. You don't need to do that extra to make them feel extra things to try to hurt them. You really and truly, you are not hurting that child. You're hurting yourself and you're hurting your child. You think you're hurting that man? That man don't give a rat behind if you curse him out tomorrow morning, today, all he's gonna do is maybe hang his phone up and change it or block you from his phone. That's it. So who's gonna be benefiting? Nobody. You guys have to make some kind of arrangement where you making a taking steps to make sure that that child is getting the best of the best. You want your child to grow up to be somebody. As I said, there's parents out there that can do it on their own, and the kids come out very good. But if you look at statistics, we're failing miserable. I don't care if you're Spanish. I don't care if you're black. I don't care what race we are. The boys are suffering because of it. Even the girls, because you have some of the girls out there, they grow without no father, and they're all over the place. They're all over the place because they don't know what love is. They don't even know what compassion is. They don't know when a dad come and hug you and say, "I love you, baby." They don't used to that. So when a man tell them some nice stuff, they run towards that. They run towards it because that's what they feel like love is. And I love a lot of people mistake love with lust because they can't tell the difference. I had to learn the difference because, as I said, my mom was a single mom, raising three kids of her own and take and pick up another two responsibility. So she had to be doing all the things: a mother, father, best friend, everything. But that doesn't mean she failed. She did a wonderful job. She did a wonderful job raising me. But at the end of the day, I wanted that structure. But I got that from my stepdad. My stepdad, when we were living back home. So I got that from him. He was my foundation. I could go to him and talk to him about anything. So I give praises to him for that. Now he's living in Canada. So I give him praises for that because he's the one who actually showed me what love is and how a man should treat you and how they should respect you. You understand? So I'm not saying as time go by, the child won't pick up and learn one and two things from different people, or people in the community might help raise that child. But here right now, we need to do better because our boy kids, the kids are nowadays is totally different. Their mindset is different. They learn real quick. They get involved in everything fast. They're learning so fast. Sometimes we can't even keep up with them. And to not have that structure of a man in their life, it make it more harder for them, whether it's outside in the street, whether it's just to have a little pet talk with. It's hard. And then if we as parents is using them as pawn because, oh, you don't give me no money for the kids, you can't see them, or you think you're seeing them this week. If you guys go to it and the court says that you should have the child at this time, why is it that you're not giving that man the child? Oh, you have an excuse every time the man comes to pick up his child. The other day I was watching a YouTube channel, and this guy was saying he was so frustrated, he was literally crying that he went to pick up his child. He lived in Virginia, and he went 7 hours to go pick up his child. And the lady's gonna tell him he can't see the child today because she don't feel like giving him the child. 7 hours he drove, him and his wife, to go pick up his child. That man was in tears because he didn't know what he did to make her so bitter. All he did, they didn't even have a relationship. It was just a one night stand, and she got pregnant. But he wants to be there for his child, but she won't allow him. Why? He moved on with his life. You move on with your girlfriend and keep it going. What are you gonna do? Hold on to something that's not yours? Stop doing that. And it bothers me because I'm seeing these kids are getting hurt because of it. And it's not like they let them make the decision if they want to be hate on their father or hating on their mother. Because there's mothers out there too that's not being responsible. There's kings out there that's a single fathers taking care of their kids and not getting a dime from these mothers. So it go both ways, but you mostly see it in the female being so bitter. And I'm saying, as I said before, there is fathers out there that's deadbeat, And I will talk about that. But right now, I'm talking about the woman that's not letting these fathers that really want to try, really want to be in their child life, but you're still not making them see the child and they're supporting these kids. Come on now, let them be with their kids. You don't have to be there. If you don't want to be there, drop the child off and let him see his father. And then when you guys get to some kind of agreement, you can meet up together and start talking and communicating. It's all about communication. You guys need to stop arguing with each other and calling each other's name and disrespecting each other, and try to see if you can come to agreement. Stop being kids, because really and truly, it does seem like mature people, adults, you say you're an adult, but you guys are acting like kids. You're acting like kids. There's no reason for a child to be suffering because you and your pettiness is making this child suffer. For what? For what reason? There's no reason behind it. You guys have to know how to make things be more workable. Like, challenge yourself. I'm not saying it's easy. I've seen the worst of the worst relationship fall apart, and yet still they still try to make it work to the point that they're inseparable. You have to find a common ground where you guys can meet in the middle. And times are really rough right now. I get it. A lot of people are losing their life, and we are bittering over little petty stuff. Little stuff. Life is too short for that. Life is too short for that, and we don't have time for that. Y'all need to stop the pettiness and grow up. Real talk. We just don't have time for the pettiness no more. You guys have to start living life the way you feel. You get up in the morning and try to be as best you can be. You have to be happy, uplift yourself. If you're bitter every day and you're using your kid as a pawn every day, you're gonna be miserable. Everything is gonna be hateful. You're gonna start even trying to hate your damn child. Because you be so bitter against the man that you're not realizing that you're taking it out on the child. Oh, you move out my face. You're gonna be disgusting just like your father. Just like your father. Stop doing that to the kids. Please. They don't need to be in a situation that they don't have no control over. And you guys have to be queens. You gotta remember, you're the one who you have that child. You hold that child in your belly for 9 months. Whether the father is there or not, that's your responsibility to make sure that that child is okay. Whether the father is there or not, you're gonna always be the mother. It's not like you can take the child out of your womb and put it in another woman womb, and that's her child. Even if you move your egg from your womb, it's still your egg. So at the end of the day, it's still your child. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to be a mother, to be nurturing and loving. A lot of women out there is not even loving anymore. They don't even know what nurturing is because they never got it when they were young. So they feel the same way they were brought up is the same way they're raising their child. You don't have to. You have a choice. In everything that we do in life, we have a choice. You have the choice to make your life better and happy. Right now, we need more happiness than sadness. With what's going on in the world, we need to open our eyes. Like, seriously, stop with the negative, negative, negative. And I'm sorry if it seems like I'm coming off too strong, but this is what reality is. We are making all these negative things out there become a part of our life, and we're not realizing it's destroying us from inside out. Make sure you guys are uplifting yourself. Get up in the morning and say, thank you, God, I wake up. And if you don't believe in God, just say, thank you. I get up and I have a little energy in me. Let me go hug my kids and appreciate the little time that I have, because you never know. Your kid could be walking down the street the other and something happened. You just have to take life one day at a time. It's not easy. Nothing in this world is easy, but there's always a way to make love, peace, and happiness be your foundation. Uplift yourself. Make sure you're relaxing and meditating, or whatever you need to do to make yourself be happier. So, as I said, make sure that You're not using your kids as pawn, and love them with the most highest love that you can, and do the best you can. Nobody's perfect, but try to make the peace with their father and come to some kind of solution. If it's going to be an argument, walk away from it. Try to see if you can find another way to reach them. You don't have to be on the same level, but at least don't let the kids suffer. Thank you for coming on my live, and I hope you guys subscribe to my channel and make sure you listen out for more content. I will be on Tuesdays on my live between 10 and 12. That's